Hi, everybody. It is Sunday, the 9th of February. We just did a long haul. We played in Kerrville, Texas last night, and then around midnight got in the bus, and we're now have a day off here in Amarillo, Texas. Took about 12 hours to get here in the bus, and so we have the day off, but it's really, we only have the day off because of drivers' schedules. They can't do the long haul because our next gig is in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and we will be driving there tomorrow. We're heading over in the morning, so we'll do a long drive there, and then tomorrow night we had 2 nights off, which is pretty rare on these tours, but it's because of distance and all that, rather than bringing in tandem drivers. So, but our next gig is in Colorado Springs. And so I'm going to just hang in the hotel here. I've got my bass here with me, and I've got a couple of projects that people have sent me files on. So I'm going to be just spending the next 2 days recording tracks and sending them off to people. And then working on more songs, because Lyle has an extensive body of work, and just trying to stay on top of all of it and learn additional material. Today is Super Bowl Sunday, so I think some of the guys are going to head off. I think they're looking for a sports bar or something where they can just go and watch the game, but I'm not that into it, so I'm just going to stay and work and get the stuff done that I need to get done. But I thought I'd just do a little musical journey today. I was thinking about this. Something came up. Somebody mentioned it, I think, at one of the gigs after the show. Because at every one of the gigs, I've got my books out here. So when we finish our show, I go out to the merchandise table afterwards and sign books for people that buy them and take pictures and talk to them. And somebody had mentioned this album. And I visited this artist once before. But I thought I'd go back and just do another couple of tunes from this album. And that is Brian Hyland. Now, this album, it was a self-titled album from 1970 called Brian Hyland. And the thing that was interesting, this is the first professional album I was ever hired to work on. I believe Brian was produced by Del Shannon, and I believe they were at our Troubadour gig with James Taylor when we first played the Troubadour. And they dug it and tracked me down. They tracked Russ down and hired us to play on Brian's album. So this is even before I recorded with James Taylor. The only experience I had ever had in the studio before this was when I was in Wolfgang, and we spent one day in the studio cutting some demos. So this is the first real record like this that I played on. But I thought I would just spend a moment here and give you some info on Brian and Del. Del, I was well aware of. I was aware of both of them, but this is interesting. I'm going to read you just a little bit of bio on Del, then I'll do a little bit more on Brian. But it was Charles Whedon Westover. Born 1934 and passed in 1990, better known by his stage name as Del Shannon, was an American music singer, songwriter, best known for his 1961 #1 Billboard hit Runaway. In 1999, he was posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In addition to his musical career, he had some minor acting roles. It goes through a whole bunch of his early stuff, but then it says, he flew to New York City, but his first sessions were not successful. McLaughlin, who was talked about in the earlier thing, you can check all this stuff out, had then persuaded Shannon and Crook to rewrite and re-record one of their early songs, originally called Little Runaway, using the Musitron as a lead instrument. That was a very different instrument for the time. On January 21st, 1961, they recorded Runaway, which was released as a single in February of 61, reaching the #1 on the Billboard chart in April. Shannon followed with Hats Off to Larry, which peaked at #5 on the Billboard chart and #2 on the Cashbox chart in 61. And then the less popular So Long Baby, another song of breakup bitterness. Runaway and Hats Off to Larry were recorded in one day. And it goes on a lot of history with Del. Let me see. Let me just read it. Yeah, it gets pretty dark in his life. But check out Del Shannon. But I am going to now give you Brian Hyland. Brian Hyland was born in 1943 as an American pop singer and instrumentalist who was particularly successful during the early 1960s. He had a #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 with Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini in 1960. His other hits included Sealed with a Kiss and Gypsy Woman, both with reached number 3. Hyland continued recording into the 70s. All music journalist Jason Ankeny said, Hyland's puppy love pop virtually defined the sound and sensibility of bubblegum during the pre-Beatles era. Although his status as a teen idol faded, he went on to release several country-influenced albums and had additional chart hits later in his career. And it talks quite a bit. Let me just go down because these guys have very extensive careers. Interesting. In 2021, Hyland married Kathleen Turner Davis, an actress, writer, and psychotherapist. His former wife, Rosemary, co-wrote songs and performed with him as a backup singer and percussionist. Their son, Bodie, was their drummer. Hyland's cousin, Maybelle Hyland, was the wife of Larry Fine of the Three Stooges. At 60 to 77, Hyland recorded a total of 11 albums for several different record companies. 12th album, Young Years, was a reissue. And so there's a pretty extensive stuff here about Brian, too. But again, this was really the beginning of my recording career. I'm going to play two additional tracks on here. I'm on bass, Russ Kunkel on drums, Brian Hyland and Del Shannon on guitar, Max Cook and Brian Hyland on keyboards, and Max Cook on Moog synthesizer. It was produced by Del. And I'm just going, because he's really interesting to me when I hear this stuff that was really our formative times. You just kind of go, wow, this is a trip. So here we go. I'm going to set my speaker over here on my lap to get a little stereo fidelity, as they call it. And here we go. This is called I'm Without You. And it was, let's see, it was written by Del Shannon and Brian Hyland. So this is I'm Without You.
Old man sitting in the park, windblown shadows falling down. I'm without you. Time is moving slow. Another night to fall asleep without I am here, you are there, wanting both the same thing. Saving love, being true, it's hard to be without. Winter's wind goes by, soon to bring a touch of spring. Our hearts are so bright, soon they'll be together. Someday soon we'll walk away. We won't play the games they play. Love is strong, it can't be wrong.
Let me see. Let's just kind of try to find string credits on this. I know Jimmy Haskell did a lot of sessions in those for many, many years. That might have been a Jimmy one. I'm not sure. Let me do one more here. This is called Slow Down. And again, this one, let me, hold on. Let me see if we got some writer's credits on this. And it's according to this, it was written by Larry Williams. So this is called Slow Down Again, Brian Hyland, produced by Del Shannon, 1970.
Come on, pretty baby, won't you walk with me? Come on, pretty baby, won't you talk to me? Come on, pretty baby, won't you give me a chance? Try to save our romance. Slow down, baby, now you're moving way too fast. You gotta give me a little loving, give me a little loving. You want our love to last. Well, you know that I love you, tell the world I do. Come on, pretty baby, why can't you be true? I need your loving, baby, oh so bad. Best little woman I ever had. Slow down, baby, now you're moving way too fast. You gotta give me a little loving, give me a little loving. You want our love to last. You want our love to last. You want our love to last. Better slow down. Better slow down. Yeah, if you want our love to last. You want our love to last. Slow down.
Brian Hyland. But it's just interesting to me hearing that and just going, that was my first recording session. So I'm glad it was documented just to be able to go back and check it out. So I'm going to get to work now. I've got my my Tascam little practice unit here. I've got my SSL 2+ interface. I just written a chart for a song for this is fun to go back to. I had done work years ago with a French artist, Michel Polnareff, and they just contacted me and said, he's doing a new album, we'd love you to play on it. Can we send you tracks? So I'm getting started on the first track with that. We did a movie Lipstick with, was it Margot or Mariel Hemingway? We did the music for that. Went over to Europe with Michel, played a live gig in Brussels with him. He said, put a band together. And I put our band was Mike Baird on drums, David Foster on keyboards, and Lee Rittenauer on guitar and myself. And we went over and did a thing with the Luxembourg Symphony Orchestra. This was way back in the early 70s, I think, mid 70s. And there's still some stuff on YouTube, I think, about that gig. But so I got Michelle to do and a couple of other projects, a lot of stuff. So I try to take my days off out here when I've got some time in a room to set up to get work done. So that's what I'm doing now. So then we're changing temperatures. It was hot in Kerrville, not as hot as it's been in the past or as it's been, but when we get to Colorado Springs, apparently it is really cold there. So off to more adventures. I'm glad I brought a coat, so I might need it. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, take good care. Have a great weekend for those of you that are hanging, doing what you're doing, and enjoying the ball game. Enjoy it, have fun. And let's see what else. If you're going out to sports bars or anything like that, really be thoughtful. Don't, if you're drinking, to have fun, get a taxi or an Uber or a Lyft or something to get home. Don't be drinking and partying and then get in your car and put the community and yourself at danger. That's my only suggestion for the day. So, okay, I am out of here because I'll start rambling and I need to work. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.